everyone. Welcome to Mindful from Alo Studios. We have a conversation today about wellness and mindfulness and music
Woo!
with Umi.
Hello.
I'm such a big fan, Umi. I'm so excited to finally have you in.
Thank you for having me.
Can we start by talking about how I feel when I listen to your music? And then I want you to talk about it, if you will. Usually when I turn on music, it's to like downshift and I've walked in the door, I've had a crazy day, or it's the weekend and I say, hey Siri, play something chill. I feel like what I want her to play every time is like what you do.
Ooh,
it's so good, and it really is a downshift.
Thank you. That's exactly where I feel like my music sits well. And what I create for is to bring peace and bring that grounding energy. Even when it's like up-tempo music, it's like this like grounding up-tempo. So I'm happy that that is your choice of music for those times.
I know, I love it. So Forest in the City is your new album, and you have so much mindfulness in your music. How did you decide to do that?
I think I started off not even knowing that that's what I was doing, but I would be wanting to make songs and finding beats online, and what would draw me were beats that made me feel really peaceful or production that made me feel calm. And then I would write to that, and then people would say, your music makes me feel really peaceful. I play it to help me go to sleep. I hate it. And I started to realize over time, I was like, oh, without realizing there's this natural thing that I'm just gravitating towards. And the album is like this really deep embodiment of that intention of knowing that that's what I wanted to do when I created it. And knowing each song, I wanted it to be something that could bring people back the same way like going into the forest brings me back. Sticking my feet in some grass, I'm like, okay, I'm here, I'm right here. I want to create music that has that same feeling for people. Yeah.
Is that a new thing for you? You play sound bowls, you have a lot of yoga in your life. Has mindfulness and wellness always been a part of your music, or did you just kind of start to marry them together?
It's been in my music for quite some time. I would say for the past maybe 3 years or so. But the beginning was like this curiosity phase. And now that I've started to understand the bowls and started to understand frequencies more, it just goes hand in hand for me.
So for people who have not gotten to hear what you do yet, can you describe your music?
Yes. My music is... it is multidimensional. It centers around R&B and neo soul, and it has the intention of healing and bringing peace. And it's not in this way that's very obvious or like in your face. I feel like you just play the song, and by the end of it, you're like, I don't know why I feel better, or that helped me process something. And so I feel like it's music to help us all along the human journey. And it's direct downloads from my soul. It's very much like my essence with you, as you hear the different songs I create.
Where do you write? When do you write? How do you write?
When do I write? I write when something calls me. I write a lot, actually. I feel very empathic, so a lot of things feel like they want to come out through me. I write in the studio, I write in nature, I write in my room, I write wherever I get that feeling. I get this feeling when I'm writing something that I know is really special and will touch people. It's like this sparkly feeling I get. And I think you said when, where, and how. Oh, how do I write? It differs with each song, but it usually starts with the production and the instrumentation first, whether it's me producing it or producing it alongside friends. It starts with a feeling and a conversation. What have you been going through? What's been inspiring you? And then as the production builds, I just start hearing words and melodies and sounds come through me, and it'll be like gibberish, and then I'll just piece together what I think I'm trying to say, usually through like a voice memo. I usually voice memo what I'm hearing, and then just start writing from there.
Is this something you always knew you wanted to do from when you were a little thing?
Yes and no. When I was little, I always said I wanted to be a doctor, because I wanted to help people. And then, but I always sang too. Like I have these little videos of me like window reflection, singing with my dad, fake mic, like, hey, everybody. But I think stepping into knowing that I wanted to be an artist was more so in like middle school, high school, even elementary school. But I've always known. I was really shy as a kid though, and struggled with stage fright and just putting myself out there in general. So for a while, it was like my little dream I had that I didn't really say because it scared me to even think to do my dream. But since overcoming it over time, I'm like in it.
Well, you do help people with your music.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of what you do. And you brought sound bowls today. And guys, we're going to do a sound bath with UMI at the end of our conversation, which I'm really excited about. I've gotten to do that once with you before. And it is, I have to be honest, I'll lay down in a sound bath and I'll think, this will be really relaxing. This is going to be a really nice moment. And it's always more. Like, I'm always surprised by how transporting being in sound is. Sound is healing. And I mean, you must feel that and know that. You teach that with your sound bowls. Why were you drawn to sound bowls and yoga and meditation and that whole side of your expression?
Yeah. Oh, that's such a beautiful question. I honestly think it started out of necessity because I was experiencing a lot of like stress and anxiety that I think a lot of people in this world are moving through. And I remember at the end of high school, I was just like, I'm way too stressed out at this age. Like, I should not be feeling this stressed out every day. And there's this guiding light in me. Like, I want to find something to ease all these feelings. And I did this 5-minute meditation, like right after graduation. I remember I found it on YouTube. And I just started bawling because I had never experienced that much peace in my mind my whole life. And since then, I was like, I'm going to do whatever can bring me there consistently. And so I've been since then meditating and then learning about yoga. And then over the past few years, I started getting into bowls because my one of my great friends, her name is Jenna, she has a wellness collective. She started playing bowls and gave me a sound bath one day. And I had the same thing of like, whoa, this is a depth of peace I have never experienced before. And I want to learn how to do that for myself and for others.
How did you end up at Alo doing a sound bath? It was such a treat for us.
It was such
like
a treat.
We have our yoga studio and there's class there every day and there's always special things. But this was like, a sound bath is like an extra special thing when it comes in. And from you, it was like next level.
Oh, I felt so happy I got to share that. I think it just feels like deep purpose to share healing with others, and giving sound baths brings me so much joy. I like look forward to it so much. So it just felt so right to be like, can I offer something back in return for inviting me here? I want to share something with you. So it felt like that to me, sharing.
Okay, so I have to admit something to you. I was spying on you the other day.
Yeah.
You had your Say I'm Your Love premiere here at Alo. You brought fans, and I spied through the glass door. There's like a little crack that's not frosted. And you guys were laying down doing a sound bath that looked amazing. And like, thank you for bringing them here and sharing the space with them. And tell me a little bit about what you did and put together.
Yes. Ooh. So Say I'm Your Love is one of my favorite songs off the album, and I've been dreaming of this visual for so long. It's this like me stepping into, I say, my divine feminine, into this like sexy dimension of me.
It's sexy,
it's
guys.
Very sexy. And it's the really beautiful flowy movement, and it just felt like this side of me I've never really been able to express. So I wanted to make it kind of a moment to share with the fans and with others. And after doing the first sound bath here at Alo, I was like, whoa, the space is perfect for that kind of healing and that kind of atmosphere. Y'all have the most beautiful theater ever. So it just felt perfect to come back. We did a sound bath, we did a yoga session, and that was like an intimate connection. And then we had the viewing afterwards with even some more fans that came through, friends that came through, and some Q&A about it. It just felt like a big celebratory day.
I mean, it's so cool. That's how we wanted this space to be used, as for community and getting everyone together and sharing wellness. You're so good at sharing wellness for other people.
Thank you.
Living your truth of wanting to be a doctor. You
Yes.
are now still helping people feel better. But how do you help yourself feel better? So, okay, this is what I think about when I think about your life. You have times when you're so busy. You are touring. You just finished your tour in North America. You're going on tour in Europe. Can I come and carry your sound bowls?
Yes, come through.
Thank you. Okay, let's set that up. And so you're going on tour, and then you'll also have times when you're back at home in LA, and you're creating and you're needing to stay centered. And sometimes that can be a time where, opposite of being on tour, where you're so busy and you have so much going on and you don't control your sleep schedule and you don't control your food, where you're home and you have this like vast expanse of time. And that can be challenging to mental health and wellness in a whole different way.
Yeah.
How do you handle the duality? What are some of your practices? Tell us.
Yes, I feel like you see me and you understand me. I feel like I'm still searching, but what's worked for me so far, number one has been a big mindset shift in welcoming change. And I used to be a very like routine person and very scheduled person. And now that my career's been growing, like you said, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And tomorrow everything could change and I could be flying. So rather than having like my sense of safety be around like knowing what my schedule is, it's more just about knowing every morning I will meditate, I will journal when I can. I'll meditate for this amount of time, or I'll work out. Like I just have these grounding things that I do every morning and every night for myself, and like those are my anchor points, and I let everything else just flow and happen and be easy with things. But when I do notice, if I do let my practices go, that's when I start to get lost in the sauce of everything. So as long as I keep my hour to 2 hours in the morning for myself, it's like come at me with anything, I can handle it.
We get to talk to so many, I hate to use the word successful, but I want to characterize that. People who are successful in this podcast at being in the world, at being in life, people who are interesting to us. And that piece of the conversation keeps coming up, which is to be in your practice and to be in whatever it is that you know makes you feel okay.
Yeah.
That's where it needs to start. It's that whole chop wood, carry water mentality, right? Like start with your basics, and then you'll be grounded for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
How do you incorporate movement? What's your movement? Do you run? Do you do yoga? Do you dance?
Yeah, I do yoga every day. That's another one of that keeps me sane, keeps me open. I love jogging and listening to podcasts, listening to music, and biking or cycling is really, really fun for me. I like really intense workouts too, HIIT workouts, intense cardio workouts. And then when I have more of my flowy times in my schedule, I like to surf, I like to skateboard, hike. Yeah, nature sports.
I love all the adventure and what you do.
I love adventure.
It's all an adventure.
Yes, it has to be for me.
When you're on tour, how do you get ready to perform? What do you do? Or is that easy for you? Is that scary for you?
It's gotten really easy for me now. We had this running like little joke on tour where before I go up on stage, it'd be like, I was like, performing has gotten so easy for me. It feels like I'm at the grocery store. So we'd be like, what aisle are we in today? And I would embody like I'm in the cereal aisle. Okay, we're fun. It's childlike. It's playful. I'm in the vegetable aisle. It's wellness. It's like sharing goodness with people. So honestly, the more lighthearted I am before a show, the better they seem to be. I used to like really meditate and be like, I need to be by myself and put my headphones on. And I noticed that would just put all this pressure on me and would make things like too serious. So I do my morning practice and then I just let the rest of the day flow before the show. I'll usually do a prayer with the band before we go up, just to call in and connect us before we go up. But other than that, I try to keep it easy and fun.
How do people find you? They're showing up at your shows. They're loving your album. Like how are they finding you? What has been your way forward?
I think it's been a mixture of YouTube. A lot of people seem to find me there. Just through YouTube. It's interesting. I don't know what's with UMI and the algorithm on YouTube, but somehow things just seem to reach new people there. A lot of word of mouth, people sharing about my music. I think the internet has been a huge part of my career growing and people finding me. And the rest, I don't know. I got to ask more people how they find me. But when I do ask, you just say, like, found you on YouTube, remember me? Or I found your long, like a live show that you did on YouTube.
Wait, this is cute. They say, remember me. Are you talking to people?
Oh, yes. I'll be asking people how they found me. Yeah. Oh, Remember Me is one of my songs.
Oh,
yes.
right.
But
sorry.
people do tell me, will you remember me? And they always come back. There's a lot of fans that repeatedly
That's what I was
going to
ask, because it seems like, I think you said that when we were hanging out before, that you see the same faces sometimes when you look out.
I think me and my fans, we have this really cool friendship relationship, and we're all very conscious of the journey that we're on. So every time we meet, it's like, how have you been? Where have you been? Like, I have so many fans. I know what they're going through. I know what they've been wanting to achieve. And so when I see them again, I'm like, whoa, where have you been on that part of your journey? So it's cool. We're like internet friends that have connected through music.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
You bring them a feeling of that life is going to be better after they listen to your music. What does, I mean, I'd just love to hear what you think about what music does in people's lives, like what it can add.
Ooh, I think music is one of the most powerful grounding forces. I think it's universal. And I feel like music creates space and can help set the tone for the space that you're in. If you want to dance, you put a certain type of music on. If you want to relax, you put a certain type of music on. Like, that is powerful. It's like the music is boop, 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 changing the whole vibration of the room you're in. So becoming conscious of what you're allowing into your space, I think, can make big shifts in your life. And I also start to think of concerts and how you can get thousands of people to jump at the same time, to chant something at the same time. Like, that is power that you have as an artist. So I want people to repeat back to me powerful mantras, things that uplift people, things that help shift the world in a positive way. And they don't have to be overly complicated. It could just be like, I am happy, or like, life is good. Like, that can change the world. So I think music is the way I've found I can change the world or bring better energy to the world.
So I was reading a novel last night, and they talked about a piano player, and it's like in the past, the somewhat distant past, and the piano player, it was said, was in a time when he could play some version of pretty much every song that anyone knew, and that's so different from now, where there are so many sounds. Everyone in, like, just say everyone in that culture, in that place, it's like a rural place. Of course, there was like music all over the world he didn't know. But this idea of like what your cultural identity was all that you would hear when people were more isolated. And now we have the internet, and now we can hear every single thing in all the world. And you're so talented. You could have made so many different kinds of sounds. How did you find your sound? How do you stay true to your sound? How do you stay true to who you are in this almost this like world of infinite choice?
Oh, yeah.
Because you're you. You are Umi.
Yeah. That is such a good point. I think what's worked for me is honestly not thinking too deeply about it and more so going with what my heart feels like creating in that day. And even when you listen to my album, it has many different styles of music, but I think my voice and the intention behind it creates this through line throughout everything. So throughout my music career too, I hope to be able to experiment and touch on different sounds. But I think as long as I stay true to what feels right to me, it'll always feel true to me and have its unique touch to me. And I trust people will come to my music for that special thing you just can't put a word on, but you just feel. Yeah.
I love that. Umi, what is your beauty advice? What are things you've learned over the years? You have like really, I hope everybody can check out the YouTube, because you have really good sparkles on your face right now.
Thank you.
And like, are you into clean beauty? Are you into a certain look? Are you into how you eat? What's your self-care like?
Oh, I love this question too. I love this question because I grew up with a lot of acne and suffering with just like having really sensitive skin and not knowing what to do with it. And my default when I was younger was like, go to the dermatologist, get like prescribed things and none of it would really work. And as I've dove into my spiritual practice and journey, I've realized it's a bottom up approach. And so it starts with sleeping well. It starts with not letting stress consume my life. And I notice more than anything, more than what I put on my skin, more than what I eat, it's stress plays the biggest role in my skincare. So that's why I've made being happy and easy a priority in my life. And then I use clean products. I also try to use products from brands and companies that outside of just the skincare are doing good for the world, because I feel like all of it infuses into the product itself, you know. And I've been loving some of the Alo products you've been using. I put some of it on. I put the glow serum on. It might have soaked into my skin, but there's some of the stuff I've been using.
I see the glow.
Yes. I also love to shop from like Black-owned companies as well, and just support my fellow community. And then also what I eat is a big part of my skincare. And what I've learned about what I eat is less about, it's about taking out, you know, the highly processed foods and whatnot, but it's also just being happy when I eat, not and before I eat, blessing the food that I eat, giving thanks to the food that I eat. And sometimes like I'll eat a burger, but if I'm happy while I eat that burger, it will do so much for me and my skin than if I'm like miserable eating a salad, you know. So I've learned my mindset plays a big role than just like what the thing actually is.
Stress response is real.
It's real. It
is real.
I learned that one.
You know, we like wake up. I read somewhere, and like, please don't grind me on the science of this case, but you wake up with a heightened stress response, and your cortisol levels are high, and you even need in the morning when you think you're at your most peaceful, you need like a second to come down.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it's like a survival thing. You wake up and are like, is there a tiger here?
Yes, I get that a lot. It's nice to know it's not just me. It's human. But I think that's why those morning practices are important, so you're not going into the world like that.
Oh, I like that take on it. Will you share some advice for everybody who's listening? You have a lot to share. We like extracting like one little nugget from our friends who are here.
Ooh, the first thought that came to mind is following your joy. I've learned that what makes me happy is my guiding light in my life. And to not overthink the things that make me happy, just do the things that make me happy. And to make decisions from a place of joy is the best thing I can do for myself, and is almost necessary in like human life, to be joyful and to be happy. So making that a priority.
So good. So be mindful and joyful.
Ooh, so full, yes.
Love that. Okay, we have a segment we end with called Food Fact Fun. And it's 3 questions, and it starts with, what is the last delicious thing you ate?
Ooh. Honestly, right before I came here, my mom made me this lunch, and it had all these Korean, it had like kimchi on it, it had lotus root on it, tempeh, veggies. That was delicious.
Mom made you lunch? That's
It was
really
like a little
sweet.
bento style lunch.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I love you, Mom.
Fact. What is a fun fact about you that we don't know?
I'm half Japanese. And I speak Japanese. Konnichiwa. Watashi no namae wa Umi desu. Kono podcast o kiite kurete arigato. I said, I'm Umi. Thanks for listening to this podcast.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
What is the last fun thing that you did?
Ooh, last fun thing that I did. I went to the beach like 2 days ago, and I jumped in the water, and I got smacked by a wave, and it was so humbling and so fun.
So good. The water's still a little warm.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. Our endless summer of LA.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you for enjoying it. Umi, will you play some sound for us on your sound bowls?
Yes, I would love to.
Okay, everyone, as she sets up, I'll tell you she's going to probably play for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Just so you know what's ahead of you. And then we'll say bye after.
That sounds lovely. So before I begin this beautiful sound bath, I will be going on tour, a meditation tour across North America, where I'll be sharing breathwork, sound baths, as well as acoustic music. So if you're interested in experiencing this share in person, definitely check out my socials or my website at whoisumi.com, and you can get a ticket. It's going to be so healing. Imagine meditating with a group of 500, 800, 1,000 people together. That's power. So anyways, without further ado, let us begin this sound bath. The intention today is to share heart chakra energy. We have a green sound bowl here, so I hope to release any tension within your heart space to create space for some more joy in your day. You can go ahead and close down your eyes. If you want, you can lay down or stay seated. Go ahead and place your hands, palms facing upward, on your lap. If you're laying down, you can place them beside you. And we're going to begin just by returning to the present moment. What sounds do you hear around you? What does the chair or the ground beneath you feel like? What does the air feel like on your skin? Go ahead and relax your shoulders. Relax your hips. Relax your legs. Relax your feet. Moving our way back up. Relax your stomach. Relax your chest. Feeling your chest open up and expanding. Relax your throat. Relax your arms. Relax your hands. Relax your face. Relax your ears. Releasing any sounds, words that may have entered your ears that do not serve you, and allowing pure peace and love to enter. Relax the space between your eyebrows. And relax your eyebrows. Relax the top of your head and all the muscles in your scalp. And finally, relax your brain. Imagine all the muscles in your brain just letting go. As you sink into the sound of these sound bowls, I want you to imagine roots growing out from the bottom of your body, grounding you into the earth. However you imagine this is perfect. And if there's anything on your chest, any tension in your body that you want to release, I want you to imagine it being drawn out through these roots back into the earth to become a tree or a flower. Feel the tension melting down and out. And imagine white light pouring in through the top of your head, filling the space that you created. Just keep breathing. To close off this meditation, let us take 4 deep breaths in and out together. I'm going to count 4 seconds in, hold for 2, and out for 4, hold for 2. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and meet me on an exhale, breathing out. And breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, breathing out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 1, 2, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 1, breathing out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 1, 2 more, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 1, breathing out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 1, last breath, breathing in, hold, feel that white light pouring in, and breathe out, 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 and hold, 2, 1. Go ahead and take a few more deep breaths on your own as you return back to your day. I pray the rest of your day is full of peace, love, and acceptance for what is. I pray you remember you are protected everywhere you go. You are guided everywhere you go, and you are loved. Thank you.
Omi, that was extraordinary. Thank you.
Thank you.
You are extraordinary.
That's such a great word.
Everything will be all right.
Everything will be all right. We're exactly where we're meant to be.
Yeah. Thank you for being here with us. And everyone, thank you for listening. If you guys like what you hear, we're releasing an episode every Monday. So subscribe so it shows up wherever you listen.
Yes.
And big thanks to you for listening. And mega thanks to you, Umi, for sharing so much of your health, yourself and your health and your talents and beautiful gifts with us.
Thank you for the wonderful questions. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Sending you love.
And I'm going to be joining you on your sound bowl meditation tour. That sounds amazing.
Amazing. I hope to see you there. And I hope you all enjoy the music from my heart to yours. May it bring you peace. Just like this podcast has brought me so much peace.
So good. Thank you, friend.
Of course. Oh, thank you back.